We are in Arabian Travel Market in Dubai, and next to me I have the honor to have Mr. Arved Von Zur Muehlen, Chief Commercial Officer of Saudi Airlines.
Yes.
Thank you for being with me. First of all, Saudi Airlines is, we observe that it has an exponential growth lately, and I would like you to talk to us a little bit about that, about your plans. You recently bought some A330 Neo aircraft. So how this is aligning with your expansion plans and your modernization of the fleet?
Yeah, Saudia, we started our transformation kind of 4 years ago to transform the airline, the national airline of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And when you transform, it touches people, process, technology, the product, the fleet, so every area we are looking at.
True.
And we have huge expansion plans in line with the Vision 2030. So the targets are very ambitious from the vision. 30 million Umrah and Hajj guests, as well as 130 million tourists. So it is a very ambitious plan that we call ourselves the wings of the vision, because we will connect the kingdom and bring the guests, bring the world to the kingdom and the kingdom to the world. Now we have a long order list in the pipeline. We have 49 787s that will come. We have 15 321 XLRs, and we have 54 320 XLR, 321 Neos we have.
So what is the current fleet you have?
So we have currently 148 aircrafts, and we will grow by 128 aircrafts in the next years to come. The 330s you mentioned were ordered by our daughter company, Fly a Deal. So they operate 320s usually, and they meander now into the wide body product. So they ordered 330s with a premium seat and a large economy section. Because there are markets, when we look at markets, some markets are more premium, some are high volume but lower yields. So Fly a Deal being the low cost airline, they will operate to markets which are usually high volume but lower yields. And we focus on markets that are medium to higher yield. And again, connecting all those destinations to the kingdom. And I would say the kingdom with the Vision 2030 is really waking up. It's a giant, maybe, that is now really waking up and demands its place in the aviation sector. So our growth plans are really very ambitious.
Which destination are you focusing this period? And because I know that you are adding a lot quite often. So which are the new ones that are coming? How you select them? What are the criteria you use to select your destinations?
Yeah, we are this year we have received, or we will receive 320s, so no wide bodies.
Okay.
So we have added a lot of destinations during summer, which are more holiday destinations for the Saudis. So it's like Crete, Antalya, El Alamein, Venice, Nice, Malaga, Salalah, Bali. So we had a lot of destinations added. And we are focusing, we are constantly looking at new destinations. We have, we opened up Toronto like 1.5 years ago, and it's a huge success for us. We are adding more capacities to destinations like London. We are flying nearly 6 daily flights to London from Riyadh and Jeddah. Paris, we have added more capacity. So we still have a lot of room to add more capacity. But we are also always looking at new destinations where we can fly, and it's usually a mix. Are there a lot of companies working in Saudi Arabia? Are they active?
Okay.
We are looking at the segments in the market. Is it a Muslim community? Is it a Hajj and Umrah business? Is it transfer business? And then we decide, does it make sense to start flying there?
So mainly now your focus is mostly in European and Asian destinations, if I understand well.
Yeah, so we deploy a lot of capacity domestic because contrary to most of our neighbors, we have a huge domestic market. We have 28 airports in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, not Everybody knows that, but there's a huge market. And then we deploy, of course, a lot of capacity around us to Dubai, to Istanbul, to Cairo. But if you go long haul, yes, Europe is definitely a focus. Africa is a focus. And then we have South Asia, so Pakistan, Bangladesh, India. And we are looking at Indonesia, Southeast Asia. That's at the moment our focus.
You mentioned earlier the vision 2030 of Saudi Arabia. And how is the airline contribute to this vision?
Yeah,
how you align?
We are definitely working with all stakeholders from the government together to put Saudi, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, on the map. So we're working closely with STA, the Saudi Tourism Authority, in terms of branding, promoting. And a lot of people, don't know Saudi Arabia that well. They know the stereotypes. But they're very surprised when they find out that in Alula there's a 2,500-year historic sites, the same in Petra. They're amazed when they find out that the underwater world is all intact and has not been destroyed in the Red Sea, or that we have snow in the north and we have jungles in the south. So I think there's a lot that we need to push, and an airline can also push, we are like the business card the kingdom hands out to travelers when they first come into our planes. So definitely we have very ambitious targets to fulfill, and we are working hard on them to make that happen.
I want to ask you a little bit the difficult question, because you are coming as a new destination, as a new market in a very competitive world. And the regional airlines, they have great reputation about the quality of services, the connections they offer, and all of those. How Saudi Airlines is going to get your market share in this very competitive environment?
Yeah, so the kingdom has opened up, which was a big change. Now it's very easy to get a visa to enter the kingdom. That has opened up a huge market. Then there's a novelty effect, because it's a new destination.
Yeah.
So there's a huge interest to come and explore Saudi. We are not scared of the competition. We know our competitors around. There are a lot of other hubs. But I think it comes really together for us, because our transformation, we are focusing on our guests, we are focusing on our products, we are focusing on digitalization. Our hub that we have built in Jeddah, we have now 3 waves, and we start connecting. And we see suddenly passengers from India going to Casablanca via Jeddah. This has never happened before. So we are seeing suddenly traffic flows that we have opened up, that before we were very much a point-to-point carrier. And now we receive transfer guests. We are building all our services in the airport. And 2.5 years ago, we were an average punctual airline. And we said, if we build up now these connections, we have to be punctual. So we started a project, and the ambition was to become last year the most punctual airline in the world. And unfortunately, we failed it, but we were the second most punctual airline in the world. So from number 60 to number 2.
Is a good way.
And the last quarter, we were number 1 in the world, so according to IATA. So, there's a lot of change, there's a lot of ambition, but it's also doing, So we are implementing it, we try things out, and if it works, we push hard. So I think that's the important thing, that you are moving forward, and that you accept the competition. There's no need to complain about competition. Competition is there. The market is open. We see a lot of growth into Saudi from other airlines too. And it just makes us stronger and better. So that's fine.
What would you say would be your unique selling points for a consumer or for an agent to choose Saudi Arabia?
No, I think we have some. It is difficult to have unique selling points. We all fly from the same airports, the same planes, even the seats, So
similar.
To differentiate, I think it is really the people. It's number 1. It is the service. It's maybe the speed that you have, to help. Of course, we have proximity to the 2 holy sites. So we are the, Jeddah is the hub. To go to Medina and to Mecca. I think that's one strong point or strength that we are having. Our digital assets, we are because we started from a low point, and where other airlines had maybe 10 years to develop, we have to do it in 2 years. So we will, we rather than walking the beaten path, we try to jump ahead of the competition, or at least in the leading group, and try things out. So we emphasize a lot on our digital capabilities. We invested in travel companion, in AI, to make the whole experience as seamless as possible, especially when there's a disruption, that you can automatically choose your hotels. We focus very much on self-serving.
Okay.
And, I believe we are quite advanced in that. Are we better than the others? I don't know, but I feel we are.
The future will show us.
I feel we are in a good spot right now.
You mentioned many times the digitalization and the technologies. Are there any innovations that you are using or you're planning to use to improve the guest experience?
So I think if you look at the population in Saudi, it's very young and it's very digital affine. And we have also a government that is extremely digital. So you don't have to go to any government office, everything is digital. All the banking, everything is digital. So the expectation from our guests is that travel is also digital. If I can order my passport and I don't have to go somewhere digitally, I want to have my ticket, my whole experience also digital. So we have a lot of pressure from the vision and from our customers, to really go into digital. And for us it is, we want to make, maybe in 3 years' time, the app should be obsolete. So we are working, everybody optimizes their apps. We believe that maybe in 3 years' time, we don't need an app anymore. I think an AI automated travel companion should be capable, to offer you a personalized products, that you want, and have a conversation, and you should be able in 2 minutes to book your complete holiday packages online via maybe WhatsApp, a tool, but AI empowered. Including servicing and refund, that's a bit the challenge today we are having, because we are sitting still on old technology. But that's our thinking. I think we want to challenge ourselves, really, and use AI during the whole journey, wherever it makes sense, have use cases and combine the human touch that we still want to have with an AI, component that empowers you to do what you want. You want to have a personal touch, we will give you the best. But if there's anything happen and you should be empowered to do everything online what you want.
Perfect.
So that's our ambition.
What are the 3 things we can expect from Saudi Airlines in the near future?
In terms of product?
In terms of experience, product, anything new?
The next what will come is the Wi-Fi. Because of the digitalization and our customers. So we work with a local provider, and it will be an amazing Wi-Fi experience. The connection on board is super fast. So that is one area we are focusing immediately on it. We just have opened our own lounge in London, Heathrow, to welcome and portray our Saudi hospitality and keep control of the experience in the big hubs, that we're flying to. You will see a lot of growth in terms of destinations and aircrafts as they come. We are working also very good with our SkyTeam partners. So for the first time, our code, and code share goes to the US with Delta. You can fly Saudia to the Caribbean with Virgin Atlantic, with Air France, KLM. So we have really activated the partnership on top. So I think you will not, if you had experienced Saudia maybe 5 years ago, and you will experience Saudia in 1 year or 2 years, I think it will be a completely different experience. And don't forget, we rolled out a new branding also. So we changed the whole brand appearance of Saudia. So now you see the fresh colors, and the green more. It was the old logo, a heritage logo, but now with a complete new touch and feel, which is much more lighter, much more colorful and very friendly.
And new services on board, as I saw downstairs at your booth. You have a lot of things that you introduced there as
yes, we are working with Hutch
menus
also.
And everything.
So you can see we have the new technology for the dresses that cools your body down by 2 to 3 degrees, because Hutch is still, or Umrah is still in a in a hot environment. So it's a new technology, that we offer now. So yeah, I think we invest in a lot of features, and I think we are brave enough to try things out, and see what is well received by our customers and what not, So at the moment we feel the train has departed the station, and we are on a high-speed train now, and sometimes it's a bit scary because we are touching so many aspects in very short period of time.
You inspire me, and I hope, and I'm sure you inspired also our readers, to follow your growth, and looking forward to experience your services.
Well, thank you, and we have a great cooperation with Aegean, since you're in charge of Greece, I think, too. And we have great connections from Athens, with our Aegean partners.
Great.
Into Europe and all the islands of Greece.
That's very good. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. A pleasure.